All right, welcome. We are playing Decision Games Campaigns in Europe, the first volume, Drive on Leningrad. And we are I'm going to attempt in this video to at least start working through the rules here and playing through the system to start getting familiar with it. So bear with me here. My goal isn't so much strategy and, the best play in the situation. It's right now to come to terms with the rules. So that's our goal here. And to start out, I'm looking at first the special rules for this scenario. We've got our supply sources. We've already done setup, we know that. But here's the first one, Axis surprise attack. Following rules apply on game turn 1. All attacks get a 1-hour shift. German mech units can move from Zoc to Zoc for +3. No cost to cross rivers. And then Soviet Unions during their turn that begin in a German Zoc cannot move. So actually, the more they get pinned, the better. And the Soviet can't expend any refit points on the first turn. And their rail capacity for the first turn at least is 1d6. I think normally it's 10. And Axis units in Finland cannot enter the Soviet Union. Okay. And then game turns 1 to 3 printed forts on the map, which are further back. I think it was called the Stalin line. There it is. You can see them. They only do a 2L shift. Normally they provide a 3L shift. Doctrine. Soviet can't do the mech phase. They can't use a mobile CRT until December. But the Germans can do all of that. So that said, let's go ahead and pull up the sequence of play and see what we have to do. And I think the first phase, I should make a separate chart for that actually. But if we look at the sequence of play, the first thing you do is weather determination. There is no variable weather in this game. You basically look at the chart here, the game turn record, and we do see June, July, August, and September appear to all be clear. And then October, finally, we hit the mud, and then November, December, January, February are snow, then mud again, and then again we have that clear period. So the clear period is just these 5 months, at least in Russia here. So that's done. Next we do the combined air warfare phase. Now if we look at the Soviets, they don't have any air units to start. Only the Germans do. And you may see, yeah, it seems, well, the Germans only have 2 TACs and the Finns have 1 TAC. That doesn't make sense. But actually, if you read the history, the majority of the Luftwaffe was engaged at the very beginning with destroying the Soviet Air Force on the ground. They destroyed, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000. I'd have to look at it, but they did some major damage here. And I think if we look at the reinforcements, I think the Germans do get a lot of, not the switch side here. If we look at the reinforcements, why am I not seeing it? There it is. We'll see that the first set of reinforcements is July, which is coming up soon. Yeah, and here we go. 1, 2, 3 additional TAC air units, and this is just Army Group North. The rest of the Luftwaffe is divided between center and south, and they do get an air transport. And they do potentially have a unit that could do that. So the first thing we have to do is how do we do this? So none of them need to go to air superiority. Ground support definitely. Interdiction though, that's the 2. So actually I'm going to put both the Germans in ground support. And well, let's just do the Finns. But they're going to have to fly out of Finland, and I don't know if we're going to do any attacks. We can do interdiction, and if we interdict units on a rail, we can prevent strategic rail movement. So that's the extent of the air phase, I think, and we can take a look at the rules just to see. I think I got it down here. Air warfare and combined air warfare phase. Here we go. Both players simultaneously secretly assign APs. This is easy. The Russians have none. And we've got TAC AP, which we did air superiority, air ground support, or interdiction. It's an interesting difference in war in Europe, where unused TAC units can be used for interdiction at the end of the turn. Here you have to designate them. And then we do the reveal. And then if we have units in air superiority both sides, then they roll to see how many are shot down. Let's see, the Axis player must eliminate 3 mission AP, and the Allied eliminate 2 mission AP. Yeah, I guess that's the example here. And then, let's see, there's the air superiority results. And then we've got our range, and they can be the depot hexes, I think. They have air bases here. Depot units, regardless of supply, and friendly controlled major and medium city is regardless of supply. So we can fly out of here, no problem here. And if we look at their range, 16, yeah, they can definitely do combat support here. So that's our air phase. Not a lot here on the first turn, obviously. And then here comes the first reinforcements and replacement phase. Well, there's nothing to replace. Nobody's lost anything. Germans do have 9 RP, but we got nothing to. I think I'm missing supply units, but I could probably maybe build a mobile. Let's see. Could have built a mobile supply unit. I don't think we're at the limit here. No, we probably are 3. So nothing to build. So we'll save those RP maybe for combat support for our attacks. So then we have to choose, what are we going to do? Move, fight, or fight, move? And to be honest, go back and forth. So if I move and fight, I'm not going to get very far. Maybe the mech phase I could move a little further. Or I could fight first and then move. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a fight move. So with that decision made, it's a matter of picking attacks. Now, just to do this here, there's a solid. That's all infantry. Yeah, this guy's. So he can maybe move. So this guy could attack here and maybe get an overrun. This guy can attack here. Let's hide the pieces, though. So let's probably do our first combat here. Yeah, it looks like we're across the river either way we go. So, should we attack up this way and then advance here? But if we attack here and advance, then we can attack here if we get an overrun, and then we can keep rolling. So let's try that. This will be our first attack here. And let's see. We could bring in this infantry unit too to drive up the odds. Here we got 13, and then we've got 3, 6, 9. Whoa, that's a lot of units. So, and we do want to use the mobile CRT. So let's pull that up. Pretty small. I'm going to fix that one of these days. So I think the rules for the mobile CRT is at least half. Let's see if we can find that rule. Again, going forward after this, I won't be looking at the rules as much, but this is the first time here. We don't want combat results, so let's look here. Only mech units can, yeah, we already knew that. Ground combat. So let me pause here a second. So the magic rule is that at least 50% of the combat factors are mech. So I think we can do that. Let's see, and then we'll figure out the odds. The defense is only 2. So let's take everything into effect here. They are attacking across a river. So terrain effects chart. I don't know why that's low there. So let's look for river here. Well, it shouldn't be too hard to find. We got a major and a minor river. Major river is 2L, minor river is 1L. So the question is, what's the difference here? So let's take a look. Yeah, if we look at the map, this looks like a minor river, and that's a major river, I think. I don't have a terrain effect. Yeah, here we go. We've got stuff like that's major, it looks like. And that's minor because I don't see anything smaller. don't have a lot of major rivers. They're all pretty minor here. Yeah, this is a major. Here we go, the Dnieper. And then we're minor. So we're dealing with a minor. That's a 1L shift. Again, if all attacking units are attacking across that river, though, so we may dodge that bullet. Well, let's see. If we attack up, we're going to attack down. So let's do this. Yeah, they're both across the river, so there is a 1L shift. And we've got 10, 13, so that at least gets us to 600%. 6 to 1. And we want to drive this to greater than 700, so that's... So, let's see, if we put it all together, 4 and 6, 10, we can get to 16. That's 800. Actually, all I need to do is attack with this unit here with a 1L shift. Maybe I throw in just a bit more. We need to get, well, we get to 800, and then a 1L shift takes it down to 700. So, yeah, this is all it needs to attack. That's what it looks like. So, let's see what that does here. Let's follow the combat here. Are we in supply? Everybody should be in supply. There is a headquarters. Yeah, here's the headquarters. Okay, so we're in supply, they're in supply, and we're just using this stack. So if we go through the combat procedure here, attack declaration. Okay, do I want to commit TAC error? I don't need it. I'm doing the mobile CRT. Let's see, combat strength total. Then divides the total by the defenders, multiply by 100. So again, to look at this, we've got 16 to 2. And that's 8 to 1, or that's 800. Okay. So we're at 800, but then we do combat shifts. And there's a lot of them here. We can go through it. We got one shift, 1L for terrain, no fortification, not concentric. I'm not going to burn a refit point. All attacking units are in supply, 1R, but that I think counteracts here, all defending units, 1L. So that kind of counteracts each other. And I'm not doing tactical air support. So that's basically going to be 700. So let's find that CRT again and then roll the bane of my existence. We need a 3, 4, 5, or 6. Why don't I like this dice roller? Let's see what happens. 4. That's an overrun. Okay, good. So that's what we wanted. And if we look at overrun, it should, yeah, eliminate all defending units. Attacking mech units may advance 2 hexes, and 1 stack can attack again. So this is interesting. So this guy becomes eliminated. I don't want to delete. KIA. Okay, hopefully there's a KIA box there, and it's these guys. Now, the infantry unit can advance. Okay, and that's as far as they can go. Now this guy can go 2. And the fun thing he could do is maybe attack this headquarters and get right in the middle of these people. Or he could, well, he could go here. And then he could attack that guy. And then maybe he could go here. But that's the 3 defense. And let's see what the now that I may commit TAC to. Actually, let's have some fun. This guy's going to advance to here. And then according to the overrun rules, I can keep going. Let's check that out here. I don't know if there's a bookmark for it. Let's see. Overrun. Oh, I did see. There we go. Combat results and overruns. There's the overrun attack rules. If an attacker inflicts an OV, then at the completion of any advance, may use 1 stack of participating mech units to immediately conduct another attack. And they didn't have to advance. And they get a 1R shift. Now, are they also in support? 1, 2, 3, 4. They're in supply. So the supplies will cancel each other out. So let's see what we got here. Again, attacking across the river. But if we can take out the headquarters, that's serious trouble. So let's see, we got 13 to 3. That's 4 to 1. Okay, now this one we may do some support here. So we do have 4 to 1. We get a 1R shift. They get a 1L. The supplies counterattack. So it's still 4-1. We don't want to leave it at more 400, so we still want to get some more shifts. So this one, just to prove I can, although I think that's, well, let's see if we can get to 6-1. So I think I got it right. Yeah, overruns, we got to get to 700. And the best I can do 2 TAC air units too. So that's interesting. So, I could commit both of these for 2 shift, and then I could burn 2 refit points. So I could get to 8. I just need to get to 7. So, is this critical? Well, this will freeze all those guys in place too. So, I don't know. Let's commit the TAC, and let's burn 2 refit points. That's a lot. Yeah, let's do that, because if I can keep overrunning, I'm going to be on a roll here. So that's 3 shift. So I go to 700. Yeah, 7-1. 16. 13 to 3 is 4, or a little bit more, 4. And then we get 3 shifts. That gets us to 7. So that gives us the best odds to see if we can get another overrun here. So let's roll. I got 1. Let's see if we get a second. Oh, no, we don't. Just short. We get a DS. Defender shattered. Reduce all defending units 1 step. Retreat 2. Attacking may advance 1 hex. Okay, this headquarters, though, they don't have another step. So they are actually KIA. And then this guy I'm going to remove. Put it back on. Is this the route to go? I don't know. Put him back here. Okay. And then these guys, they said it can only advance 1 hex. So, I don't know, do we leave somebody behind? Probably 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're going to have to do that. So let's move the 6-8. And the 4-8. Okay. And then there's their attack. Now these guys are all immobilized. And these guys can move, so they could keep going in the mech phase. Or they could attack again. That's what well, they haven't moved yet, too. So they can move, then they can attack again in the mech phase. So that's the end of that one. Let's see if we get more luck down here. 5, 5. Yeah, that's going to be 16. That's 800, so we got the shift. We're not attacking across the river, so we don't have to burn anything on this one. And is this the direction? Ideally we should have gone that. I don't know. We'll see, because these guys then will attack set piece, and then they can move and pin through here. So we'll see, and this is only the first week. So let's use this guy, and we're going to use 16. And we don't need to use any more, because that gives us, yeah, there's nothing here, no terrain. So if we look at that, we got 16-2, that's 800%. Oh, and the Germans get a 1-hour shift. I'm sorry. I didn't even take that into effect. So the way I'll take that into effect is the Germans only burn 1 RP. Okay, so don't forget that either. So we got 800, no terrain, supply cancels out, not committing anything, and they still get a 1-hour shift, so it is, all the way up. And we got the mech unit there too. Maybe they could keep going that way. That's interesting. So we roll again. Let's see what the Vassal Dice Roller does for me. Overrun. Oh yeah, big 6. So this guy's KIA. This 1 infantry unit will advance to here. And then these guys can advance too. And the question is, what do they want to attack? Now they can go here. They could attack across the river to here. Oh, that's going to be tough. But they could take out a supply depot. And the railhead drives back. And then they combine with this guy to kill this guy. And I didn't check for supplies, so we'll file that one away. So, or if I go here, I don't know. Let's see what we got here. This is though big. 3 and 2 is 5. That may be, well, everybody's out of supply now because we killed the headquarters unit, potentially. Well, let's be aggressive. Let's come here and see if we can, let's see, 13 to 5 is 2 to 1. And the best I can do is add 3 more. And the 1 hour slip out, so I can get to a 5 to 1. That doesn't keep things going. And he can't get around. This is a tough position here. I'm thinking maybe instead come down here. Let's try that. But everybody's potentially out of supply. We'll check that here. Yeah. So 5 and 5 is 10 is 13 to 2. Now that gets us a 6 to 1. And then the terrain takes it down to, well, the terrain is counteracted by the 1R, so it's still 6 to 1. So it looks like we're going to need a little bit of help to get to 7 to 1 or 700%. So let's use that second TAC air unit and get us to the overrun potential here again. So let's find our TAC air here. Going to do here. And let's see what the dice roller does now. 5. All right, we're no pun intended rolling. So now all our air points are used. This guy is KIA. I should have made him stronger. Now this guy can advance 2 and keep attacking. And these, well, the depot unit puts him in supply. Well, I'm going to have to look that up now. If I cut the rail here, so what should I do? I could go 1, 2 down to here, Vilnius. I don't know why I'd do that. 1, 2. And I'd have to start worrying about supply again. Or I could circle up here. Don't want to attack, well, I'll have to figure out if these units are really out of supply, and then they're halved round up to 3. If I can kill that mech unit, that would be awesome. And then, guess what? We are potentially off to the races. Let the infantry clean up what's behind us here. Let's see. Well, let's do a standard assault here. 3 and 3 is 6 is 7. Oh, that's a lot of units. 10, 17, and 4 is 21 to 2. I mean, I'm not even going to figure out the shifts for that one. But that's going to be a straight assault combat. So let's give that one. Well, I got to decide this first. Hold on. If he's out of supply, is there a railhead up here? And a supply depot. No, that's a fort. And this supply. Let's, if he circles here, I can figure out if they're in supply. If I can have them and kill them, that would be awesome. Well, let's go here. Okay. And he got an overrun, so he can keep attacking. So we need to keep doing this. Now, potentially, this guy, I got a depot here. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, he can't. He's only going to go here. 1, 2, 3. So he's still in supply. That was our goal here. And then you can trace supply. We'll see if this guy's in supply or not. I'm going to have to check the rules for this one. Okay, understanding supply is going to be a crucial aspect of getting this series. Here's what's going to kill the depot unit right here. To be in supply, the depot unit must be in a supply source hex. It is not. Able to trace a line of sight via functional railroad to a supply source hex or be in a port. And here's the problem. The depot is here. And the railway is either this way or that way. And while this guy negates the Zoc, it doesn't here and it doesn't here. So this hex and the depot is out of supply, which is what we want here. And I just want to make sure supply effects, well, it doesn't affect defense. But they can't get support, so they're not halved. Well, I guess 13 to Their defense is still 5, so we got 2-1, and I think we're gonna, well, maybe, I can't get an overrun. What happens if I do a regular 4-1 assault? Here. Ooh, we could get an exchange, but anything but a 1 or 2. So let's see. All right, the shifts now, if I did this, is there's a shift for the river, but then the 1 hour shift for the turn takes that out. It's not a concentric attack because it's not all the attacking units here. Let's look at that. A concentric attack, even if one of the units isn't attacking. There it is. The attack is able to receive a 1 hour shift if attacking units attack a hex from... Yeah, I don't think it applies because I'm not attacking from the other way. Okay, so again, let's take a look at these shifts here. So we got the 1 hour shift for the first turn. We got the 1 hour shift for the -1L, so that goes out. That doesn't apply. That doesn't apply. I could apply this. Oh, we've got them. We do have a 1 hour shift because we're all in supply. I made sure of that. But they're not. So we've got at least a 1 hour shift for that. I can't use tactical air support. So what I need to do is HQ combat support. So I can get, well, let's burn some refit points. And this time we're going to burn 2. So we got a 3-hour shift. And it's a 3-hour shift against, I think it was 2-1. That takes us to 5-1. I don't know, I could go here. What's an MA? 5-1. MA, mobile attack. Reduce 1 attacking mech unit. Defending unit retreats 1 hex. Or I could do here and get an exchange. And DS and DP. What's a DP? Defender panics. Okay. I think we'll stick with a mobile. Mobile 500, 599. And boom. That's not a good roll. We got our MA, mobile attack. Reduce 1 attacking mech unit. Defending units retreat 1 hex. Okay, here's the good news here. This guy can't retreat. Oh, this is a fortress. So they could ignore the result. I messed up. That's a fortress. So an MA means reduce. Well, what's a 2 here? An exchange. Side with the fewer printed attack factors reduces all units. Then the other player reduces the number of units that equal or exceed the number of attack factors of that side. Okay, so this could just be, yeah, because I can ignore the retreat. 1 mech loses, defending units retreat 1 hex. But if I'm in a fortress, all I do is reduce, take a step. Let's see if I can do that here. Can this get reduced? Yeah, I could take it there. And then that's it. So did I do that right? I went ahead and did mobile, hoping for an overrun again. But reduce 1 attacking mech unit, defending units retreat 1 hex. And then they refuse the retreat. Let's check that for the fortification here. Got to get these rules down. I think we're going to end it here. Hold on. So fortifications, I think I have them somewhere here. I think they'd be under retreat. Ground movement, ground, let's do that. Combat results and overrun. Combined air phase. Retreat. Whole bunch of rules here. Winning player, unit cannot retreat, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not there. Let me pause and find it. Okay, I looked at the rules for fortress units, not printed fort hex, and if I look at the terrain effects, the only thing it does is negates concentric attack. Now, if it was a printed, well, here's an entrenchment. Um, that does ignore retreat results, but not a fortress unit, apparently. Um, and then enemy printed fortification. Uh, friendly printed fortification. And then ignore, notice I can't do it for fortress units, so that doesn't ignore the retreat result. So, I believe a fortress, well, it's a static unit too. So if I'm interpreting these rules right, the Germans do lose. We're going to do the MA, because I did say mobile, and they're going to take the hit with the mech infantry. And then they can probably advance. There it is. So he's reduced. Not quite as fast. Now, if I do this right, he's got to, they must retreat. This guy can't retreat. And if this guy does retreat, he can retreat here, but he's got to take a step loss too. And this guy is eliminated. I hope I did this right. Yeah, and then this railhead is, well, I think I got a railhead here and a railhead here. So this railhead's just gone because it's in cities. And then I think if we look at the result, we're going to do an MA. Reduce one attacking mech unit, defending units retreat 1 hex, may advance 1 hex. So they're in a major city. Let's see if that affects, well, it doesn't matter on them. Well, yeah, it's MA. You got to get all the way down to 250, and we were up at 500. Could have had a shift for a city there. Let's check that. I will get the hang of this. I don't want that. I want the terrain effects chart. There we go. So it's a medium city. That's a 1L, so that still would have gotten the same thing. Negates constant attack. So that fortress unit didn't right do it. And then these guys can advance. And this is a good place to advance because now it sets my supply line 1, 2, 3, 4 back up. Okay. So that's awesome. So the Germans have one more attack here. They're going to blow this guy away. And then we'll call it, looks like it's across, yeah, Minor River. But with all these I can get, yeah, that's 8, 14, 14 and 6, 21. That's 10 to 1. I mean, that's off the chart, even with the shifts. And just to kind of figure out the shifts, yeah. Okay, so out of supply and defense does have an effect. If a defending unit's out of supply, that gets it a negative shift. So, just for exercise, we do the 1R shift for the turn, and then 1L shift for the river, so it goes back. But then there's another 1R shift because they're out of supply, and then another 1 hour shift because they're in supply. Holy smoke. So the attackers, if they're in supply, get a 1R, and if all the defenders are out of supply, that's another R. So yeah, we're off the charts here. So let's assault combat off the charts. And we roll a 1. No, we roll a 3. 700 plus, 1, 2, 3, DZ. Annihilated. You were annihilated. Okay. Now we can advance. And this is kind of good. Got a lot of units here. Let's move some of these. Yeah. That guy. That guy. I think we only needed this stack. I don't know if that guy can attack. We'll see. And what do we leave behind? Yeah, we leave that behind. All right, so they've all moved here. We didn't even need that guy. Let's see what we got here. We got 9 to 2. Well, let's see if we can pull that off. Yeah, no terrain effect. So, start from the beginning. 1R. I don't think he's in supply. He hasn't, Yeah, that's a headquarters unit, and this depot unit is too far away. The only thing getting supply out here was a headquarters unit. Um, so I think he's out of supply again. I mean, we can check the supply rules one more time. But I don't think... Here we go. Let's hide this. Got to get our arms around this. Supply sources are railroad hexes, port hexes, designated city hexes, MSUs, air supply. Combat unit must be within the support range of a friendly supply at HQ. Well, it's gone. Support range of a supply depot. Nope, nearest one is back here on Riga. Stacked with or adjacent to an MSU. Nope. In or adjacent to a friendly in-supply port. Designated friendly in-supply city. Friendly functional RR hex. And that's the railhead, so they're not adjacent to it. So he's definitely out of supply. So let's do the shifts. 1R for the first turn. Terrain, I think it's clear, I thought. Yeah, it's clear. So we actually get to the supply, and there's 2R for that, because the attackers are in supply, and the defenders aren't. So that's 3. So that's 400, 700, highest chart. So let's roll the die. 5, we're probably massacred at. DZ, defender annihilated. Okay. He's KIA, and these guys advance. Okay, so that's the combat phase. Okay, I'm going to pause it here. I think I did everything right. Yeah, nobody's left who can attack. And what this sets us up for is going to be the move phase. So these guys can move. So, wow. Uh-oh. This guy can go places. Even the infantry can beat feet here. Let's check that out. I don't know what forest is. That's the only thing we have to check. Woods. Non-mech 1. They can go. Holy smoke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 1, 2. 1, 2. Let's see, what is it for my... Oh, we don't pay for river costs, too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So literally, it looks like the Germans can encircle this entire front line. May have to redo this again and set up better. Yeah, they can get behind here even with the infantry. This was a big one. And meanwhile, our mech could go 1, and 3 is 4. Then they could go 5. And that's just the move. Wow. Hope I'm doing this right. So we'll come back to that. Okay. I think we'll end here. And when we come back, and I think, we're exercising the rules here. I won't take as much time going forward, but apparently there's a lot to understand. Bad setup on the Russians' case because they're probably going to bag everybody here with this infantry coming behind and these guys coming up here. And the closest rail line is up here. I don't think they can get to Riga on the first turn. I wonder how far the Germans did get at the beginning here. All right, so we have exercised the rules. We've gone through weather. Kind of did air, but we did see a lot of combat here and a lot of shifting, and did see the effects of using TAC air. But supply is actually the interesting one. I was expecting to have the combat factor, but then I thought, oh, well, then defense no effect. But the shifts for being in supply or not is what killed it. So if you're attacking an out-of-supply unit, there's a 2R shift. If you're in supply attacking an out-of-supply, you got a 2R shift right away. So that's good to file away. We still got to wrestle with these supply rules here. But it does look like, and then supply heads go back to the cities here, and we can probably sweep around. 1, 2, 3. We don't have to pay for rivers. 4, 5. Boom, we shut down the supply all the way there. And then the only other one coming in is here, and we can, well, we still haven't moved. And then we've got the mech move. So the Germans could go to town, but then the Germans have the problem is their lead units are going to be out of supply. Yep, and we haven't even done up here. Let's see if there was anything I was going to attack. I don't think I was planning on attacking. There was a Finn, but it's interdiction. And I don't know why we would attack here, to be honest. I'll think about it. The interdiction unit, I'll have to read the rules, but it'd be nice to put them like here, which would prevent this guy from hopping on the railroad. So we'll see. All right, I think we're slowly learning it. Got a good effect on combat, and we're starting to get our arms around supply. So we'll go ahead and stop this recording here. We're already at 40 minutes. But when I come back, hopefully I'll be able to finish out the German turn. We'll see. So thanks for listening. Questions, comments, appreciated. If you are familiar with this game and I've done anything in error, please let me know. And we'll go from there. See you at the next recording.